Hi friends, I'm Amit Kumar and welcome to टेक्निकल एजुकेशन क्लासेस। कंप्यूटर हार्डवेयर एंड पेरिफेरियल के आज के इस सेशन में हम लोग हार्ड डिस्क को स्टडी करने जा रहे हैं और इसमें हार्ड डिस्क के टाइप्स और उसके मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स के बारे में डिटेल्स में हम लोग जानेंगे। अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करें, लाइक करें और सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वीडियोस आप लोग के लिए मैं बना सकूं। थैंक यू। Hard disk drive or HDD is very important part of our computer system, and also it is very important in our memory hierarchy system. HDD has been a very effective input output device used as secondary or auxiliary memory for storing large data or programs like operating system and our different types of datas. In a desktop computer, the hard drive comes in a standard size of 3.5 inches, while a laptop computer contains a smaller 2.5-inch hard drive. Data storage technology has been one of the more important fields of technical development in the last couple of decades. In just several years, we have managed to reduce the size of 1 TB of storage data from large, standalone drives that had to be powered independently to small micro SD cards. Nowadays, there are more and more storage options available to the average consumer that are cheaper, more portable, and more reliable. Now it is very important to discuss about manufacturers of hard drives. Important names of manufacturers of hard drives are Seagate Technology, Western Digital, Hitachi Global Storage IBM, Toshiba, Samsung Electronics, Fuji TSU, EMC Corporation, G Technology, iOmega and Quantum. यदि आप हार्ड डिस्क लेने जाते हैं तो मेरी तरफ से प्रीफर रहेगा कि आप सीगेट टेक्नोलॉजी या वेस्टर्न डिजिटल का लें, क्योंकि ये वन ऑफ द बेस्ट क्वालिटी मानी जाती है। नाउ वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ हार्ड ड्राइव्स अकॉर्डिंग टू टेक्नोलॉजी। According to technology, the hard disk drive is classified into four categories. First is SCSI, Small Computer System Interface. Second, PATA, Parallel Advanced Technology Attachment. Third is SATA, Serial ATA Storage Drive. And fourth one that is very essential and latest is SSD, Solid State Drive. Now we will study in details these four, and finally we will compare these fours according to our syllabus. The first type of computer hard disk is Small Computer System Interface, SCSI. The SCSI standard is no longer used in consumer hardware. The Small Computer System Interface was developed in the 1970s and was first known as Shugart Association System Interface (SASI) after the firm that created it. It used a 50-pin flat ribbon connector to connect hard drives and other peripheral devices to computers. With a standard interfacing technology, SCSI allowed between 7 to 15 devices to be connected to a single motherboard. SCSI is considered mostly obsolete nowadays. Our second type of hard disk is PATA, that is Parallel Advanced Technology Attachment. It is also known as Integrated Drive Electronics, that is IDE, or Enhanced Integrated Drive Electronics, that is EIDE drives. Parallel ATA, that is PATA drive, were the first hard disk drive to use the PATA interface standard for connection to computers. Development by Western Digital in 1986, the introduction of PATA drives provided a drive with a common interface that can be used across the different devices commonly used at that time. The first models of the PATA drive used a 40-wire cable that terminated in a board 40-pin connector. Latest version has 80 wires which effectively increase data transmission rates. If you have worked with the computers for a long time, then you are probably familiar with the distinct look of ribbon cable that are used in connected PATA. PATA drives are capable of data transmission rates of up to 133 Mbps. Two PATA drives can be connected using a single cable in master-slave configuration. Since most motherboards can have two channels of IDE connections, up to 4 PATA drives can be connected to a single motherboard. Data is stored in a PATA drive on a rotating disk using magnetism. When the drive is engaged, a read-write head moves very close to the surface of the disk while the disk rotates. Changes in the magnetization of the material are detected by the read-write head and converted into data. Conversely, the read-write head can also make changes to the magnetic properties of the disk to store additional data. Although magnetic storage has technology has evolved through the years, this time basic principle is still heavily used until today. Here's the thing about PATA drives, they are absolute. If you walk into any computer store today, it would probably be unlikely for you to find the PATA drives. The main reason for this absoluteness was the development of its successor, the SATA drive. That is our next type of hard disk drive. SATA, that is serial ATA storage drive. A serial ATA SATA hard drive is still considered the most common type of hard drive in use today. If you are using a mid-range laptop or PC, chances are that it works with SATA hard drive. They are supported by virtually all computer motherboards and operating systems, which makes the excellent all-round storage solution. SATA drives are typically either one of two sizes, a 3.5-inch hard drive used for desktop computer and a small 2.7-inch version that are used for laptops. They are also used for popular gaming consoles like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. They have excellent storage capacity, good transmission speed, easily available, and quite affordable. There are several reasons for why the SATA drive was considered for more superior to PATA. The most important reason was associated with data transmission rates. While the PATA interface was only capable of transmitting data up to 133 Mbps, the first version of the SATA interface already boasted it with a 150 Mbps rate. Further development of the SATA interface were able to push this number up to 600 Mbps. However, the limitations of magnetic storage media meant that the full potential of the SATA interface could never be truly realized by a SATA hard drive. Physically, SATA and PATA drives can be easily distinguished by the types of interface and cables they use. While PATA cables and ports were broad and thin, SATA cables were less than a centimeter thick and connected using only 7 pins. साटा और पाटा के डिफरेंसेस को आप इन पिक्चर्स के थ्रू भी समझ सकते हैं। ये पाटा का केबल है और यह साटा का केबल है। SATA cables are limited to a length of 1 meter. SATA drives also do away with master and slave configuration. Instead, each SATA drive can be connected to the motherboard using a single data cable. The magnetic disk of SATA drive rotate at different speed depending on the model you are using. Speeds can reach up to 10,000 RPM to increase data transmission. Storage device use a big server can even spin up to 15,000 RPMs. However, higher RPM SATA drives are also more prone to manufacturing. In fact, mechanical failure is one of the major disadvantages of magnetic drives like SATA. Since there are so many moving parts involving in storing and retrieving data from the magnetic disk, there are also more instances and points for it to fail. So finally, our last type of HDD is solid state drive, that is SSD. In this type of hard disk, there is no moving parts as you can see in the previous types of hard disk. Today's solid state drives, that is SSD, are at the forefront of storage technology development. There are now high-end laptops that come pre-equipped with SSDs, and you can also buy a portable one to take our files on the go. There have also been rumors that the next generation of gaming consoles will eschew traditional hard drives in favor of SSD build. What is it about SSD technology that makes it so exciting? The short answer is that it no longer uses magnetic storage technology. An SSD has no spinning disk or any other moving parts or mechanical parts. Instead, the data in an SSD is stored in semiconductor chips. Instead of moving read write head, an SSD is made of transistors and other electrical components or electronic components that you would normally on a chip. SSD works using the concept of flash memory, which is the same one used in the motherboard's random access memory, that is RAM. Specifically, an SSD uses NAND type flash memory which packs transistor in a series of configurations, as you can see in this picture. This is the internal structure of the SSD hard disk. This allows NAND cells to be packed more densely, therefore making it a more ideal and cheaper storage technology. Nowadays its price is little bit high, but in future its price definitely will decrease. Speed of a mechanical arm that read data, recalling the data in SSD is done by a central controller. Without moving components, SSDs are capable of data transmission rates way beyond that was possible with magnetic disks. The lack of moving components also means that SSDs consume much less power for their operations. This means that battery operated devices such as laptops can run longer. In most cases, device users can enjoy 30 minutes to an hour of battery boost up. The biggest disadvantage of relying on an SSD is cost. SSDs can cost 3 or 4 times a SATA drive with the same amount of storage space. This has placed a serious limitation on next generation devices with built-in SSDs such as Chromebooks. To keep Chromebooks affordable, they typically has SSDs with capacities of either 128 MB or 256 MB and have to rely on cloud storage. Now we will study comparison of different types of hard drives. In this picture you can see that very clearly difference between hard disk and SSD drive. In hard disk there is so many mechanical parts as you can see in this picture, and we will discuss it in next lecture series. And in SSD there is no moving parts, only there is a NAND flash memory chips. So it is very fast memory, and this one is comparison chart of different types of hard drives that is very important for your examinations. Okay, thank you for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.